Hello everyone, Arthur Klaus here, and Factory 2011 set, and it's going to be Furno 2.0. So first the canister. So of course it's the same canister as the other. It was released in 2010 and 2011 in terms of mold, because as you can see it's the same canister lid. The only difference is that this time they all comes in orange. And of course, you have the front picture, which of course changed from 2010. So as you can see, we have Furno 2.0 in the foreground. In the background, we have tons of explosions, and also you can notice jet bug right there, which fires some lava and some stuff like that. Also notice the little logo here, which shows you that in fact you will find a you will find the code behind this canister, and with this code you will be able to play as Furno in the Crypt Crusher game on the Hero Factory website. That said, the front box is not finished, because we also have an Hero Core logo right there, plus a little shot of the Hero Factory tower, by the way, with some nice blue sky calm down, which is really a big contrast between the blue sky and the orange fire and stuff like that. So on the back it's going to be nothing very interesting, the Hero logo plus some information, and more interesting it's of course the combiner desk, which means that you can make with both Evo and Furno, and it looks like that. Plus some 1:1 picture of the 1:1 scale picture of the Hero core, of the Furno's Hero core, by the way, because it's yellow, plus the fact that you can put the action figure in the canister. So nothing very new. Now for the instruction booklet, same picture as the front of the box, and 4 steps to explain you how the code things works. Of course, each of the codes are unique to each canister, if I'm correct. So this means, well, use your own. 11 steps to build Furno, plus the parts list, of course. Then once again, a bigger picture of the combiner model you can make with both Evo and Furno. The Hero Recon Team picture, which of course shows you that in spring 2011 you will be able to build your own hero and to buy it, in fact, also. And finally the win page. Yes, with some glasses to match Furno's 2.0 binoculars, by the way. But that was just some joke for my French review, which I made with a friend of mine. By the way, so of course you don't have the yes, it's just some yeah, just let's move on. Then we're gonna have yes, the set itself next. So first the frame, of course, which is of the same type of frame as the other Hero Factory 2011 set. This means we're going to use mostly ball joints instead of axle holes to link the different armors part or body armors and stuff like that. So mostly ball joints now, some pinholes still. Oh, excuse me, it's quite it's kind of blocked. So first the body frame, which is the wide one. Why it's wide? Because you got 2 more ball joints, so there exist 2 types of body frame, one without these 2 ball joints and one with them. So this is the wide one. Then you got 2 different type of molds for the limbs. You got this one and this one, as you can see. So each of these got 1 ball joint in the middle of the part, plus a ball joint at the end. Just here it's a ball joint which can just be moved on one way, and here it's what I call the free ball joint, because you can move the connector all the way you want around this ball joint. Also notice that these 2 parts will be reused for the legs, so no different type of molds in terms of limbs in Furno. On this part, you got a new type of connector, well, a new mold. As you can see, it's a little bulkier than the previous connector, and it doesn't break easily this time, which is quite cool. And on the other part, you got a hand with 4 fingers, as you can see, and a little hole between the thumb and the 4 fingers, plus of course the usual axle holes here and there. Then you got the new type of fit, as you can see. So once again, with some axle holes, pin holes, and 2 new type of connections. Here, little empty if you look on the under it, but overall it's pretty bulky. It's bulkier once again than the previous Hero Factory fit that we have seen in, for example, in Furno 1.0. So that said, now I'm going to link, and I'm going to take the instruction booklet. I'm going to link the different parts of the armor, and well, explain you how it works. So here is an armor part with, of course, the usual connector here and the 2 points of connection. As you can see, it's this type. Excuse me. this side, so I'm going to link this here. Then we're going to have this one, which is, as you can see, a little smaller. There really exist tons of different types of armor, by the way, with different lengths and stuff like that, so different sizes, excuse me, so it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice for workers, for example. So, and the second leg, excuse me, as you can see, which is in fact asymmetrical than the left one. Yes, the left and the right one are not identical, excuse me. Then I'm going to link the armor parts on the right arm. So first this little armor, and then the printed armor, which is unique to each hero. So of course on Furno it's come in silver, plus of course in red, you got his name written on it, and the logo, which of course, which this time appears on every hero printed part. It's every time the same IC logo, as you can see. But of course each character got his own name written on it. So I'm going to link this part here, and I guess yes, I guess it's the same mold as this armor, as you can see. Now I'm going to link the body armor, which come in 3 pieces. So first you got this part, you can see, simple connector, points of connection, nothing really new. Also it comes in silver. Then I'm going to link the second part, which is a little bit more detailed, as you can see, with some shoulder pads and all. And of course, yes, it's linked thanks to these 2 parts on the back. And finally, the hero core, which is not transparent or translucent anymore, and which comes in all yellow, not kit orange. Then we're going to link the head now, which also works in 3 pieces. So first the new head mold, as you can see, only thinner, as you can notice, and once again connector, 2 ports of connection. It works the same as the armor. Then we have the head accessory part, which is unique to each hero. So here's the Furno one, which can be which have not pleased everyone. Well, which has not pleased everyone, excuse me. In fact, just some type of binoculars, you can see, really big one, and well, once again, it's also asymmetrical, as you can see, because you have some wires on this side, some antenna here. So yes, quite detailed, even if you don't really like the style of this part. And finally, the helmet part, which is the same in each hero. It just, of course, changed colors. So of course, here it's red. And finally, I'm going to link the weapon. So first, I'm going to link this shield part, which is the same for 4 heroes. Once again, just the color change. As you can see, I've got an axle, 2 pinholes, 2 points of connection, and 2 parts to put some lightsabers, which are here. It comes in like I guess it's blue, yes, blue or maybe dark blue. And finally, I'm going to link 2 of these parts with 1 pinhole, axle, and connection point. Is going to be linked here, and the other one is going to be linked here. So it's of course linked. All these parts are linked on the connector. And here we go. Furno 2.0 is done. So I'm just going to do a little turnaround, excuse me, of this set, then talk about the articulations, and I will be done with this review of Furno. So I'm going to do a little turnaround first. Like that. So now the articulations. First, the legs. So this leg, the white one, of course, on this section, on the waist part, can move the way you want. Here, as you can see, you can put it all the way up, so really at the maximum, so it's really nice. But on the other hand, the foot block pretty quickly on the armor part. But on the knee section, it's really perfect. Then on the other leg, because of course the armors are put in other ways, well, it works the same for the knee, so once again perfect. And I think, well, I'm not really sure, but I think that maybe the foot can be moved a little higher than this one, but I'm not really sure. Overall, it works pretty nice. Then you got the arms. So first, the white arm. Of course, here there is no problems. Here it blocks at less than 90 degrees, as you can see, because of the two armors which touch themselves, as you can see. The end of the other, yes, the end doesn't have any problem to move. And finally, the other arm, of course, doesn't have any armors part, so this means you can turn this part, the elbow part, up to the maximum, and the connector also can be moved the way you want. Like that, excuse me. And finally, the head can look down, up, and on this side without any big problems. So I'm going to do a little pause and then talk about the articulations of this set. Yeah, like that. Yeah, excuse me. So yeah, the sum up now. So first, the color scheme. So of course, it's mostly red, of course, Mata red, not the dark red we have seen from 2004. So normal red plus some old yellow for the head and hero core, black for the frame part, and silver for the weapons, armors, and head accessory part, and of course printed part. So overall, a pretty good color scheme, really nice because of the two of the yellow and the red, which are really bright colors. So it's really nice, and I really like this color scheme. I think it works just fine. Of course, we don't have the all the kit orange that Furno got, but Furno get in his first version, but still it works just fine in my opinion. So really a good color scheme. Then you got the construction. Of course, it's like all the other heroes. I mean, it's the same type of construction, the same type of armors, of course, but sometimes which are put in a different ways. So in fact, the most interesting part in this set are maybe the shield and the legs, which are built in an asymmetrical way. But apart from that, of course, if you do not have any heroes, it would be nice to understand how it works. But if you already have, if you already got some heroes, you will not be surprised. It's the same type of construction, nothing really new here. Then you got the parts selection. Once again, you will have the same type of armor that we see in other heroes, but of course here we colored in red, so it can be quite nice for merch. But most of all, there is not really a unique part, except of course for the head accessory part, which is unique to each set, and of course here it's unique to Furno. But apart from this one, and yes, of course the printed part, and of course the recolors, well, there is no really new mold in this set. If you have of course already some heroes or stuff like that, but well, it's like other sets, tons of free colors of parts you have never seen before. Yes, now I talk about the construction, I talk about the parts list, excuse me. So now, the articulation
of this set, so as you can see, as you have seen, the legs move pretty nice. On the knee section, they're really okay. On the feet, a little less, but it still works nice. The only problem I have with this set is, I guess, well, with the feet, it's this elbow section which block really, in fact, at 90 degrees, even a little less. So it's a little problematic. But apart from this, this arm, all the other parts are pretty well articulated. So once again, no big problems with this set in terms of articulation. It moves pretty nice and it works just fine. And finally, you got the design elements. So yes, like I said, I really like the color scheme, which is really bright, and I think it's pretty nice. I also really like the shield because it's pretty unique, because even if 4 of the 6 heroes use this part as a shield, they all use it in a different ways, and Furno is no exception, because this time he puts these two parts like that, and this really looks like kind of a circle, if I can say that, because you can see the parts kind of move this way and this way, so you really have a circle movement in this weapon. You really have this shield really have a nice shape. It's really a nice shape, really, and you can really imagine this part to this shield to turn around like that, and I guess dodge fire and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really a good shield design for Furno. So really 1 thumbs up. And of course, you also got the asymmetrical aspect, which cannot please everyone, I agree, but I think it's pretty nice because, of course, it allows Furno to be different than the other characters, so it's still nice
in an objective way. Of course, you got the printed part, which is unique. And finally, of course, you got the head accessory part, which might not please everyone because it's, well, I'm going to compare the two guys first. I mean, look at the first Furnos released in 2010. That was Furno, the rookie. And well, just look at it. I mean, the design on this first Furno is I think flawless. I guess it's flawless. Just look at the head. It's really it's really cool. I mean, you really see directly that this guy is a leader. He's a leader of the rookie. His head is like a kind of a motocross helmet with this little part right here. So now, seriously, the first Furno was really an example in terms of helmet design because you really see that this guy was important. I mean, you can really see that this guy was one of the main characters. He really looked fine and stuff like that. And then you got Furno 2.0, and it has nothing to have with the usual heroes type. I mean, he got two huge binoculars. It's more like the geeky guy, in fact. I mean, the scientist guy or anything, but not on the first Furnos that we have seen in 2010, which really have the hero design. I mean, it was really looking like a hero. I mean, it just looked, yeah, it just looked awesome. And then you got this head, so that can be a little point. Plus the fact that if you look closer on the head, you will see that this part kind of look like a smile. So in fact, with these big glasses and little smile, it really looks like a pervert, or I don't know, but it's quite weird. So I have to admit that you have to be used to it. Personally, I bought this set like 3 days. I guess yes, I bought this set some 3 days ago, and I begin to get used to this binoculars, and I think it look okay. But this part cannot be the might not please everyone. I think because of course it doesn't really have anything to do with Furno anymore. Of course, all the other heroes also don't have some. They don't really look like their 2010 counterparts, but I think Furno is the worst of them because it doesn't really look the same. I mean, it just look so it's a nice character, but maybe not Furno. Well, it could have been a nice character if it was not called Furno. That's what I mean to say, but I think you will get used to it. So if you really want, so in a nutshell, I would say that Furno 2.0 is a good set, but it might not please everyone because of some parts of this body, like the asymmetrical aspect, plus the head part, which can be not please everyone. But that said, it's still a nice hero, so I can recommend it to you. Maybe not as your first hero. I think maybe Evo or Next as well, or Surge, because I really like Surge, are some really nice choice as the first hero. But well, I'm not in your head, I'm not in your mind, so I just hope that this review this review has helped you to figure out if you want to buy Furno or not. So, well, that's all. So, hope you enjoy this review, hope you enjoy this set. Of course, if you still have any questions or comments about the set, feel free to ask them to me in the comment section of this video. And that said, see you later for another Hero Factory video review. Bye bye.